Good morning, everyone. Today is Saturday, July 8th, 2017. My wife Carol, our miniature schnauzer Jasper, and I left Omaha at 8 a.m. this morning. Even though we live in Nebraska, I am not from here and haven't seen much of the state. So even though Carol is from Nebraska, we decided to do a proper tour of the state so that we could count it as one of the states that we had visited together. We drove northeast from Omaha for 4 hours on Highway 275 and then took a turn north until we came to Royal, Nebraska. In Royal, we disconnected the car, then drove 7 miles north to Ashfall Fossil Beds. Ashfall Fossil Beds is an ongoing excavation of prehistoric animals found buried by a blanket of volcanic ash deposited by a large volcano approximately 12 million years ago. This is the inside of the Hubbard Rhino Barn. It was erected over the excavation site to protect the site and the workers from the Nebraska weather. Here is a view of many of the finds at the site. Many of these skeletal remains are numbered, and then a monitor displays more information about the animal found. Here you can see two geology students working the excavation as a summer job. The young girl is carefully scraping the volcanic ash off the surface. Then the young man is using a small brush to clean away anything that is found. They told us that they are assigned a section to work every day. The first bone was discovered at the edge of a farm field by the land's owner in 1971. New fossils are still being found. Here is a three-toed horse that was found on June 27, 2016. After visiting the Ashfall Falls beds, we drove west approximately 30 miles to Atkinson, Nebraska, where we spent the night. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday, July 9th. We are traveling west on Highway 20 from Atkinson to Valentine, Nebraska. The landscape has changed from green, tillable land to open grassland. It will be approximately a 2-hour drive to Valentine. Locals drive to Valentine to canoe or tube down the shallow Niobrara River. A popular stop while floating down the Niobrara River is Smith Falls. It was 106 degrees the day we were in Valentine, so the waterfall provided a welcome chance for the tubers to come ashore, walk up to the short path to the waterfall, and cool off.
You have to go in again.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, July 10th. We are leaving Valentine this morning and continuing west along Highway 20 toward Chadron, Nebraska. This will be approximately a 2.5-hour drive. After parking the motorhome at a campground in Chadron, we traveled 20 miles northwest to a place called Toadstool Geological Park, referred to by some as Badlands. The banded layers of clay and ash serve as a silent testament to periodic floods and deep ash layers left by ancient volcanoes. The buildup and then later erosion has left an unworldly landscape that is a magnet for sightseers, photographers, and naturalists. When the ash erodes away from underneath the clay, toadstool-looking features appear. Additional erosion makes the top of the toadstool fall off. This is some close-up evidence of the layers of clay and volcanic ash. And this is a view of another area from farther away. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 11th. We are leaving Chadron this morning, heading south approximately 2 hours on Highway 385 toward Chimney Rock near Bayard, Nebraska. While headed south and ready for a break from driving, we see a sign directing us east a couple of miles to a place called Carhenge. Carhenge is a whimsical display of partially buried old cars, with others welded to the top of the buried cars. There are 39 cars in all, and all are painted gray. After we stopped at Carhenge, it was a short drive to our campsite near the base of Chimney Rock. This is a picture of Carol and I taken from outside of the Chimney Rock Visitor Center with Chimney Rock in the background. Chimney Rock is 325 feet tall from the base to the top. It was a landmark for settlers traveling west in the covered wagons. Many a settler stopped long enough to carve their name and the date in the soft rock. Good morning again, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 12th. We are leaving Bayard, Nebraska this morning, turning east for the trip back to Omaha. We will follow Highway 26 east to Ogallala, then catch Interstate 80 to North Platte, Nebraska. Total travel time should be approximately 2.5 hours. After checking into our campsite in North Platte, we unhooked the car and drove across town to see Union Pacific Railroad's massive Bailey Rail Yard, the largest railroad classification yard in the world. 17 receiving and 16 departure tracks handle 14,000 rail cars every 24 hours. The yard covers 2,850 acres and is 8 miles long. This is the locomotive repair facility. This is one of 2 hump yards in Bailey Yard. One eastbound hump and one westbound hump sort 3,000 rail cars per day into the correct train lineup for departure. An engine pushes the rail cars to the top of a mound, then they are allowed to roll down the other side, one at a time, sorted and slowed by computers onto the correct track. While the train is being built, locomotives are being refueled, then moved into place. The crews climb aboard and away they go. Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, July 13th. We are leaving North Platte this morning. We had an interesting time at our campsite last night. A slightly newer, shorter version of our Thor Palazzo motorhome pulled into the campsite next to us shortly after we returned from Bailey Yard. We spent several hours talking with this other couple about traveling and comparing the features of each other's motorhome. Anyway, it is approximately an hour and a half drive east on Interstate 80 to our next stop in Kearney, Nebraska. Kearney is well known as a viewing place when the sandhill cranes migrate in the spring and fall, but this was the wrong time of the year for migration. Kearney is also known for a large arch that was erected across Interstate 80 between 1997 and 2000. The Great Platte River Road Archway, as it's formerly known, tour takes visitors along a self-guided audio tour through the arch, highlighting various periods in history including wagons on the Mormon Trail, the Pony Express, and the Continental Railroad. Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, July 14th. We stayed at a campground in Kearney last night. We will be leaving our motorhome at the campground in Kearney and driving our car 13 miles south to Pioneer Village in Minden, Nebraska today. Pioneer Village was started in 1953 by Harold Warp, a Chicago manufacturer from Minden. The museum is a complex of 28 buildings on 20 acres of land. Over 50,000 items are on display at Pioneer Village, including 350 antique cars. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us on our tour of Nebraska, the 12th state that Carol and I have visited together. Today is Saturday, July 15th. We are packing up this morning and driving back to Omaha. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so to be notified of future trips. Hope you enjoyed our adventure.
Thanks for watching.